Minnesota, they have 3 freshmen, Amaya Battle, Alana Rose, and Mallory Heyer, along with Maggie Sinano and Mara Braun. We're on here in Mackey Arena, and Minnesota wins the tip. Mara Braun dribbling inside with the mid-range jumper, and her first shot won't go. Petree over to Terry, over to Ellis. A little jab step, and that's going to get called for a travel. So early turnover on the first possession for the Boilermakers here.
And we know how quick Abby Ellis's first step is. A little too quick there, not getting that foot planted before she took off.
There's Maggie Sinano down inside, and Rose Mishaw cannot get the layup. Great defense down low. Here comes Petree. Over to Harper for 3. A little bit long for Harper. Cross-court pass. Over to Heyer. Back to Battle. And the ball's going to get knocked out of bounds by Purdue, so it stays with Minnesota.
And on that last possession for the Golden Gophers, we saw how Purdue was going to defend Mishaw inside. They brought Lasha Petree over to double team, so that should leave a shooter open for the Golden Gophers.
Braun looking for Rose down low, but it's knocked away, and Cassidy Hardin snags the ball. Hardin, bounce pass over to Terry. Terry back inside. Harper up and doesn't bounce. Bad bounce for Harper. Ball goes out of bounds, but the crowd cheers as Purdue maintains possession.
And once again, you saw Purdue bring over the double team. That time it was Abby Ellis coming over and double teaming Mishaw, leading to a turnover, and Purdue trying to convert inside.
Terry gives it over to Petree. She takes the mid-range jumper, but that had to have been deflected by Heyer. And on the other end, Mara Braun nails another mid-range jumper.
Mara Braun, the freshman from Wayzata, Minnesota. So good from the mid-range and finally getting the lid off the basket for both these teams.
Hardin back out to Harper. Harper driving, gives it to Terry. Terry looking for an open player. It's kicked around out to Petree in the corner. Petree driving, no spin, out to Harper for 3 again, and she misses. 0 for 2 to start for Caitlin Harper.
Minnesota so quick on their defensive rotations. They're all over the floor on defense right now, applying great pressure.
Braun puts up a floater and is going to get the foul drawn. So Caitlin Harper called for the early foul.
Yeah, you see Harper just sliding over, trying to defend that shot from Mara Braun. We saw her on that last possession pull up from the mid-range, trying to do it again, and Harper anticipating, just getting a little too much contact.
And right here is an area where Mara Braun excels. 11 for 11 from the free throw line against Penn State. In fact, both games versus Penn State, she hasn't missed a free throw, combined 17 of 17 from the line. Her 85.9% free throw percentage, as she misses one, is fourth in the Big Ten.
The announcers curse. Brendan strikes and strikes again.
It always happens when I say something, David. Inside Petree. Backing down, double teamed, and the foul will be called.
And we're looking for Lasha Petree inside. She can score from all 3 levels, a threat really anywhere on the court. Give it to her inside, trying to post down. And Creighton coming over and committing the foul.
Janae Terry gives it to Petree. She takes the 3, and she makes the 3 to put Purdue on the board.
And that's a big-time confidence shot, Brendan, for Lasha Petree. Didn't score in their loss against Nebraska, looking to get her scoring mojo back, and finds the 3-pointer there.
Yeah, Petree was 24% in her last 8 games from the floor. She really needs to get her efficiency back, as Ellis, running the fast break, loses control, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Purdue will get the throw in. Looks like Cassidy Hardin will take that. And over to Terry. And we've seen Terry lead the Boilermakers as the main point guard this year. Gives to Hardin, back to Petree, and Petree misses her layup. Petree now 1 of 2 to start the game. Braun inside, Mishaw. Mishaw, battle, and that'll be higher for 3, off the mark. And another foul will be called.
Staring at Caitlin Harper again. That's her second, and not the ideal start for Caitlin Harper. 2 fouls early, a couple of missed threes, and she'll check out in favor of Ricky Woltman.
Yeah, Ricky Woltman, she was the starter last year, but was completely content coming in off the bench this year. As Katie Baravich misses the 3, subbing in for Minnesota. Petree takes another 3. Oh, she hits it. Lasha Petree lighting it up from downtown.
And we heard Lasha Petree talk about in the beginning of the year her favorite player of basketball of all time, Kevin Durant. You saw that right there. The transition pull-up 3, Lasha Petree nailing it from beyond the arc.
Baravich over to Rose Mishaw. Mishaw, that one might have been tipped. Terry grabs the rebound. Terry out to Ellis. Another 3 for the Boilermakers, but this one doesn't go for Ellis. Here's Braun, a nice drive to the basket. High off the glass, and it falls down.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Mishaw in the high post, a nice pass to the corner, and a made 3 for Minnesota, much needed.
Madison Layden hands it off to Cassidy. Hardin. Ball finds Ellis, and Ellis will chuck up a 3. Off right, grabbed by Woltman. Ricky Woltman trying to get up another shot, but strong contest over 3, or strong contest by 3. Golden Gophers doesn't let it go. And on the other end of the court, Battle will be fouled going to the cup.
Pretty surprised there was no foul call there inside. Ricky Woltman getting that offensive rebound, and a heavy contest from Rose Mishaw for the Golden Gophers. Trying to get back into this thing after it got away from it a little bit in the middle part of this first quarter.
Yeah, just some hot shooting by Purdue, and then a few errors. You got the turnover from Minnesota.
And I think a big thing, Brendan, that's really kind of caught Minnesota's offense in a drought here has been the Purdue press. Purdue has been very aggressive, and a lot of on-ball pressure on that press coming up the court.
Purdue has been quite aggressive on defense. We'll see how Minnesota continues to adjust. As Lasha Petree now subbed back in for the Boilermakers. Driving on Sinano, finds Woltman, and Woltman puts it up and in.
And another great pass from the Boilermakers. They've been on it with the big-time passes today. Lasha Petree turning around in the post and finding a nice bounce pass to Ricky Woltman.
Purdue with 4 assists so far today. Here comes Mishaw, left-hand shot won't go, and Ricky Woltman gets the rebound.
And no points for Mishaw in this first quarter. She's been really cold. A great job from this Purdue's interior defense.
Mishaw 0 of 3 to start the game. Layden chucks up a shot, and she makes it. Madison Layden from downtown. Purdue up 22-13 with just now under 20 seconds remaining in the quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota tries for a last shot here, try and get some momentum going into the second quarter, because Purdue has dominated this first quarter.
We'll see what Battle has in store. She's guarded by Jayla Smith. Driving, mid-range jumper, splash. And Jayla Smith will get the shot off before the buzzer, but it comes way short. She has every accolade you could ask for as a player.
And Lindsay Whalen, so prominent in the Minnesota Golden Gophers basketball program. And Brendan, we're lucky to have 2 head coaches today, Lindsay Whalen and Katie Gerald's, both great at their sport.
Fantastic. It's a shame that their careers did not overlap. Katie Gerald Katie Gerald's was a freshman the year after Lindsay Whalen graduated and went on to the WNBA, so we never got to see that matchup play out. My, oh my, I would have, that would be such a fun 1v1 to just watch happen, but we got a different ball game on our hands. Jayla Smith currently dribbling the ball, finds Lasha Petree. Petree's already hit 2 threes today. Looking for her first 2-point shot. Her floater won't go. Battle dribbling it up. She's guarded by Jayla Smith. Tosses it down low to Mishaw, but the 3 will not go for Mallory Heyer. But the offensive rebound by Sinano allows her to get the second chance points.
And Brendan, Minnesota really struggling inside with Sinano. A big-time offensive rebound, and they're going to try and crack into that Purdue defense in the paint.
Terry's shot won't go. Battle drives on Terry, and her floater will go. 4 quick points here for Minnesota. It's only a 3-point deficit. Terry setting up the play. Gets a pick from Waltman. Gives it to Layden. Over to Smith. Back to Waltman. And Layden's going to get another opportunity for a 3, and she knocks it down. Purdue is on fire from behind the arc.
And Brendan, that was great defense for most of that possession from Minnesota, but there's just not much you can do when you get Madison Layden open for a 3.
Foul called down low on a drive from Battle, as she remains on the court. Still slow to get up. She's able to walk it off. The young freshman guard from Rosemount, Minnesota. In fact, the 2022 Minnesota Miss Basketball will be heading to the free throw line.
And you can see the adjustments that Lindsay Whalen is making for the Golden Gophers offense. A lot quicker of a pace, a lot more purpose and drive getting into the lane. If this Purdue defense, they've been playing as well as they have in the first quarter, they're going to crack down right when you try and drive in. So try and jump on that early and increase your tempo.
Battle misses the second free throw. She already has 7 points today, leading the Golden Gophers.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
By the Golden Gophers, so Purdue will get another chance offensively. Let's see if Janae Terry can get a more accurate pass this time.
Hit the bullseye this time.
Yeah. A little bit too much excitement on the last pass. Would have been really cool if Ava Learn was able to slam it down. But Cassidy Hardin will knock down the 3. Cassidy Hardin, 2 straight buckets for the Boilermakers. Swung out to Heyer, but it won't go, and Hardin again gets the rebound. So 2 rebounds and 2 straight 3s for Hardin. Janae Terry working the crossover. Hardin in the 3 for the heat check, won't go.
I think the roof would have blown off this place, Brendan, if Cassidy Hardin would have hit that for her three-pointer in a row.
Braun trying to hit a 3 of her own, and it won't go. Minnesota, 25% from three-point land.
And there's really been 3 big elements to why Purdue has a 15-point lead. Their outside shooting, their domination on the boards, and the defense. The defense has been spectacular for Katie Gerald's squad today.
Jayla Smith drive to the basket, gets it to go. And another timeout will be called by Lindsay Whalen.
9-0 run for Purdue over the last 2 minutes.
Purdue taking control of this game, up 17 now. Minnesota's got a lot of work to do, as Abby Ellis cannot believe she gets called for the foul.
And the Mackey faithful couldn't believe it either. Barowitz drawing that foul on Ellis. But Purdue been pretty good on the fouls. Only their second foul in this second quarter.
Battle throws it into Braun. Braun, another mid-range jumper. It won't go, but an offensive rebound will be caught by Meyer. And it will stay with Minnesota.
And really every loose ball that has been contested, whether it's Minnesota trying to put it back after a missed shot or Purdue trying to track down a ball that's flying all over the court. Both these teams going hard for the loose balls and going hard for the rebound.
Minnesota needs something to go down 0 of their last 6. Baravich trying to maneuver her way through a tough Boilermaker defense. Looks for Misha, but another foul will be called on Purdue. And Misha still looking for her first points of the day, 0 of 4.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Brendan Rose Misha, 31 points against Penn State. The Purdue defense has locked her down today.
You know she was on that scouting report, but Mallory Heyer hits a nice little hook shot down low in the paint. Ellis, no looker to Smith. Terry behind the back to Jayla Smith, and she can't complete the highlight. But a foul will be called on Minnesota as Ava Learn hits the deck.
Oh, an elbow there from Misha. Oh, lucky that wasn't maybe reviewed for a flagrant or technical. Misha, I can imagine, maybe frustrated here. And I think they're going to go to the monitor and potentially look at this as maybe a flagrant foul. So no technical or no flagrant on Rose Misha.
And so we'll see how Purdue can answer after that tough foul. They've learned getting, or appeared to get elbowed in the nose. Janae Terry up, under, gets the offensive rebound, and a nice kiss off the glass layup.
That's the response. Janae Terry driving in, taking it to the rack.
Braun, cross court to Battle, who drives, and her jumper won't go. Minnesota's hoisted up a lot of mid-range jumpers today.
Yeah, and with that inside paint locked down, the three-point shooting not really hitting, not much else for the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, and speaking of mid-range jumpers, Ellis shows them how it's done, knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Purdue 47% from the field after a slow start. They've been lighting it up from all over the court.
Baravich, crossover on Ellis, and a three-pointer is going to be hoisted and missed by Angelina Hammond. Terry, just out of Layden's reach, thrown out of bounds.
Once again, a little off-target pass there from Janae Terry, but you take the good with the bad. I mean, she has 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Janae Terry, usually just always such a good playmaker, and just a little slip up there for a turnover.
Yeah, the last 4 games for Janae Terry, she has been a bit of a turnover machine, averaging 5. So it's just something, I mean, Janae Terry handles the ball a lot, so turnovers are natural going to happen. It's just that recently she's had a few more turnovers than we're used to seeing. Katie Baravich inbounding the ball now after it was deflected out of bounds off Terry. Baravich gets it back around the horn. Battle has it. Battle driving another mid-range jumper, and it's short. Janae Terry, fast-paced offense, finds Hardin, and it's not going to get the shot off time. Cassidy Hardin wanted it bad, but she's not going to get it.
Purdue has been incredibly efficient on offense and incredibly frustrating on defense for the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Janae Terry fouls Looks like she fouls higher on the first play of the half. And on that note that you were saying, incredibly frustrating for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I mean, this is the rebound game you think Katie Gerald's wanted to see from her team. After the way that they ended against Nebraska, losing the fourth quarter by 15 points, and ultimately losing that ball game, this is the response from her team that she wants to see.
And the defense, Brendan, I mean, Rose Mishaw from Minnesota has scored in double figures in 9 straight games, including, like we've said before, 31 points against Penn State for Minnesota. No points in that first half, and really just locked down by this Purdue defense.
It really shows the potential of this team. When they're playing at their A game, they can beat anyone, and they are taking it to Minnesota right now.
Golden Gophers looking for a comeback here in the second half.
So it looks like fouls on both sides to start off the second half. Petree draws the contact. Out of bounds play starts with Petree driving inside. No contract drawn there. Hardin for 3, and it won't go. Cassidy Hardin, 2 of 6 from 3. Sonano driving. And then Caitlin Harper gets the rebound. Didn't see much of Caitlin Harper after she drew 2 quick fouls early in the first quarter. But right here on this side of the court, Janae Terry called for traveling. And you can see she's a bit confused in her reaction.
She picked up the ball kind of in a weird, awkward stance, and then took some steps when she didn't really know what she was going to do with it.
Battle, wild floater. Tough shot for Battle. David, I don't know, is that the shot that you're looking for Minnesota?
You know, well, still, not a lot of big success inside for the Golden Gophers. I think maybe try and punch it in against Caitlin Harper as they do there. Harper has 2 fouls already, trying to attack her on offense and work your way inside through Caitlin Harper.
And even though no foul was drawn, obviously you take the points regardless. Terry feeds Harper, right hand layup goes down for Caitlin Harper, her first points of the ball game.
And only 3 minutes played in the first half for Caitlin Harper, to the tune of 2 early fouls and 2 missed 3-pointers, but a nice shot for her to get herself going on the scoreboard.
Here comes Battle again. Can't get the layup to fall, but Sonano gets the offensive rebound. It won't get there, and oh my. A foul goes Purdue's way. And it was Alana Rose in there again, swinging her elbows again, almost drew another foul. But jump ball with the arrow going Purdue's way, and they'll get the ball. So Abby Ellis gives it to Terry, looking for a cutting Petree. Instead goes out to Hardin from the elbow. Won't go again.
And another jump ball. That was Abby Ellis and Sonano going for it.
Aggressive play here to start the third quarter. Ellis, tight pressure on Sonano, but she hands it over to Battle. Into the corner, dribbled out, but higher. Another foul will be called on Braun driving to the hoop.
You clearly see the game plan for Minnesota is trying to get the ball inside, driving in every time, either kicking out or trying to take some contact and go to the hoop. And that time, Braun taking that contact, and she'll try and convert the free throw line.
85.9% from the free throw line. Hits them both. Braun now up to 8 points. Just under half of her average points per game of 15. Petree Going with the left hand, back out to Terry. Long two, falls out.
It was good movement though for Purdue. The high ball screen from Caitlin Harper.
Nishaw finally gets one to go, and she gets her first points of the day. Janae Terry driving, but Ellis hits the deck again. And another foul will be called on Minnesota.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Back in this game, like you said, Brendan, each of them in double figures. And just the youth this Minnesota team has, really exciting going forward.
Ranked as one of the best recruiting classes in Golden Gopher history. You see their play this year. Imagine how good they'll be in 3 or 4 years as Petree driving. Her layup won't go, backs out, it decides for the mid-range, it won't go either. Hardin tips it to Smith, back out Petree. Let's see if the third one goes. It does not. Petree 0 for 3 on that possession. Katie Baravich back in the game for the Golden Gophers. Crossing over on Petree and swatted out of bounds by the long reach of Petree.
Yeah, and Brendan, we talked about the athleticism and the reach of Lasha Petree that time. Blocking Baravich and trying to get that one near the hoop as Petree will check out.
A lot smaller lineup now that Petree and Harper are subbing out of the game. Most likely going to see Woltman at the 5, and then Madison Layden at the 4. Baravich guarded by Ellis, but Braun finds an opening, getting away from Jayla Smith, misses the 3, and is grabbed by Woltman. Boilers pushing the pace. Ellis driving. No looker to Terry. Terry trying to find an open Layden. And Terry driving once again. Her layup won't go, rolls in and out. Baravich in the corner, higher for 3, and she hits it again. That is her spot.
Yeah, Brendan Mallory higher, catching fire in this third quarter. She's got 13 points for the Golden Gophers, and it's back to a single-digit game.
She averages 12 points per game, already surpassed that with more time in the third as Woltman answers with a nice little shot in the paint. Braun maneuvering higher again, misses. The offensive rebound is grabbed but thrown away to Ellis. Ellis has Layden to her left, but the shot fake ducks up and under, and her layup won't go. That time the chaos wasn't as controlled.
Yeah, you saw the nifty move inside. Like you said, just couldn't finish around the rim. But whenever Abby Ellis gets the ball in transition like that and they have the numbers, you know she's going to do something crazy.
She is nifty and shifty. Now you see her, now you don't. But that time, her shot won't go. Layden with her long reach. Guarding Sinano, knocks the ball out of bounds. 19 seconds left on the shot clock for the Golden Gophers.
You see, even in the midst of this Minnesota run, Purdue's defense staying aggressive, trying to force some turnovers.
They've forced 9 turnovers so far today. Higher in the corner to Gradwell, but it finds its way back to Baravich. Baravich, 1 second on the clock, and she was confused by the crowd as she doesn't get off a shot. There's your turnover, David. Maybe not a forced one, but still a turnover nonetheless. Shot clock violation.
And I think you're right, Brendan. The student section counting behind the actual clock. Minnesota really kind of confused on what the actual time was, and a shot clock violation. Another turnover forced by Purdue.
The home court advantage of Mackey Arena. The fans are here rocking and rolling. Purdue clinging on to an 11-point lead. Janae Terry gets called for a travel, lifted up that left pivot foot. Possibly her third travel of the day.
And you can see what Janae Terry's trying to get away with. She's moving that pivot foot ever so slightly, just kind of dragging it across the floor, but the refs have seen that. It's the third time today they've called her that same move.
Minnesota has an opportunity to cut it into single digits. What a rebound from Woltman, grabbing that ball out of midair. Terry to Layden, 4-3, won't go. Mishaw with the rebound. That's her 12th of the ball game. So Mishaw maybe not as much of an offensive threat as we did see, but she sure is working the boards. As there is a made shot by the Golden Gophers, the lead is down to 9.
Purdue has not made a three in this entire third quarter.
Janae Terry looking for Jayla Smith. Pump fake three, mid-range jumper, splash. Jayla Smith answers with the mid-range jumper, lead back up to 11.
When the threes don't work, go to the mid-range, and Jayla Smith, the master of the mid-range, she's got 9 points off the bench for Purdue.
Here is Mishaw, bounce pass to a cutting higher, goes out of bounds.
Mishaw has the right idea there, but Higher just can't really corral it. Traveling fast, going into the paint. And another turnover. That's the 11th for Minnesota in a game where you're going on a run and trying to get back into this thing before the fourth quarter. You can't afford that many turnovers.
And one of the players subbed in for Minnesota is Amaya Battle. She was their leading scorer until Higher started to heat up from three. 11 points for Battle, 50% from the floor. Layden over to Terry. Terry crossover. What a pass to Woltman, who gets the layup to fall. Battle trying to answer, but she is fouled by Jayla Smith. And she's getting the stare down from Coach Gerald's.
And Ricky Woltman, 10 points, double figures for the Boilermakers. And Minnesota trying to get one more shot off before the quarter ends.
4.2 seconds to go. Battle, inbounds. The shot is blocked by Learn, and with no seconds left, Purdue. Absolutely, this game with lots of stakes. Obviously, there's lots of season left as, whoa, a block from Jayla Smith gets called off for a foul. David, did that look clean to you?
There's a bit of a wait whistle. Let's see, Jayla Smith. Ooh. Tough to tell there. She definitely got a lot of contact on the basketball, but then that hand slips off. I think hit the hand of Battle. So Battle will go to the line.
Battle misses her first free throw. She's already missed one, but then she makes the second. So 3 of 5 on the day for Battle, up to 11 points. Madison Layden swings it to Ellis with the cross court pass to Layden, over to Smith, who drives, and the nice little kiss off the glass for Jayla Smith.
And that's a really nice take. Jayla Smith, Brendan, last year known a lot for her defense and athleticism. This year has become a great scorer off the bench for the Boilermakers as she's hit double figures today.
And Katie Baravich answers on the other side, hits the mid-range jumper. Jayla Smith to Woltman, gets the handoff, thought about the shot, but instead gives it to Ellis. 4 seconds left. Ellis has to find some space. Great defense by Baravich, and she's able to get it to Minnesota. No foul called. Battle is driving over to Higher. Kick out to Braun, and she cannot get the shot to fall, but she gets the offensive rebound, lays up the layup, and it won't fall either. Missed opportunities for Minnesota, down 12. And David, those were quite good looks too.
Yeah, Mara Braun missing that three, trying to follow it up. A lot of contact on her second shot, no call. Minnesota just trying to do anything they can to try and get back in this game.
The lob from Ellis over to Woltman, and she gets called for a travel.
We talked about the progression of Ricky Woltman from last season to this season. The footwork obviously getting a lot better from Ricky Woltman right there off the pass from Abby Ellis. Really tough to catch that pass and try and set your feet and get it all down in a smooth pattern. And Ricky Woltman just getting a little shaken out of a rhythm and committing the travel.
Battle over to Higher from the top of the arc. It won't go down, and it's corralled by Janae Terry. Hardin from deep. It won't connect. Here comes Braun. Finding Higher, spinning. Hardin goes down, but no fouls called. Another missed layup. And the ref blows his whistle.
And on the other end there, Brendan, Purdue still 0 made threes in this second half. They shot 40% from beyond the arc in the first. That number now down to 29%.
Minnesota not better at 25%. Reverse layup goes off the bottom of the backboard. As, Lasha Petree looking for Janae Terry. Not on the same page. As Terry was cutting, Petree throws it out of bounds.
And no real other explanation on that other than Janae Terry just wasn't looking.
Baravich guarded by Petree. Step backs for a three. It won't go. The three-point woes continue to plague the Golden Gophers. Woltman down low, guarded by Mishaw, airballs her floater. Feeding Mishaw down low. Mishaw versus Ricky Woltman. Ball goes out of bounds. And Mishaw aggressive down low. Woltman putting her hands up to not draw the foul. Mishaw still looking for some offensive success. 1 of 7 today.
I think they'll get Mishaw again. Working through that screen from Madison Layden. We'll try and take another look at that one.
As she will now sub out in place of her will be Destiny Oberg. But let's take a look at this again. Oh my goodness, yeah. Possibly another elbow on Madison Layden, and her coach has her out of the game. Destiny Oberg subbing in for her. The senior center from Burnsville, Minnesota, transferred over after a few years at Arkansas. But Janae Terry will answer on the other side with a mid-range jumper.
You can see on the Minnesota bench, Lindsay Whalen talking to Rose Mishaw.
Oberg takes her first shot after subbing in. It won't go. Terry to Hardin to Petree. Petree with a bit of a mismatch here with Baravich. Gets a screen from Woltman. Instead kicks it out to Hardin. Terry, her shot short. And here comes Battle. over to Braun, and her mid-range jumper will go.
And it really hasn't been the quality of the looks for Minnesota that hasn't been working for them. It's been the execution. You know, when you can get open looks and you just can't execute it, it's a lot better than knowing that we just didn't have anything offensively.
Three won't fall for Madison Layden, and Battle again dribbles it up the court. Only has 1 assist so far today, 3 shy of her season average. Baravich has Madison Layden spinning. Battle over to Braun for 3, and she'll knock it down. Mara Braun, 9-point game.
And that's a much-needed 3 for Minnesota. Now let's see if they can force a miss or a turnover and try and close this gap even more.
Petree looks to answer, and she answers. Lasha Petree from downtown.
Brendan, we talked about the consistency. Who is Purdue going to go to when they need a big-time shot? Lasha Petree answers the question with the 3 ball.
Braun trying to answer Petree. Long 2 again, and it won't go. David, we've seen an abundance of long 2s from Minnesota as Cassidy Hardin knocks down a 3. Cassidy Hardin with her 3rd 3 of the ball game has the fans on their feet. She's only made 8 2s this entire season.
And the name of Cassidy Hardin's game, Brendan, is the 3 ball. Splash Hardin, they call her around here, making it known today. She's got 11 points.
11 points and 3 threes made. Braun trying to answer, does not. Hiron Ellis going for the rebound, bounces off of Ellis, and Minnesota will have the ball. Under 4 to go, Minnesota down 14. Maggie Sonano, another long 2, offensive rebound, and it won't go either. The putback just won't fall. 28% as a team shooting the ball. And Purdue moving the ball over to Harper, and Harper will miss the 3. But Purdue just trying to milk this clock at this point as Petree deflects the ball out of bounds.
Been kind of an up and down day for Caitlin Harper. You saw in that first quarter, 2 fouls early on and a couple misses taken out of the game. Only 3 minutes in the first half. When she's been in, she played pretty well for the Boilermakers, 4 points and 3 rebounds.
Harper has played quite well in her lone time playing, but Braun will get called for the foul with Boilermakers falling on the court once again.
Cassidy Hardin drawing that charge. And we saw when this lead only became 9 for the Boilermakers, that's when they stepped it up and put the pressure and put the pedal to the metal with those 2 big-time 3s and then the suffocating defense. And you see Katie Gerald's squad just turning it up a different gear here in the fourth quarter.
Cassidy Hardin, part of that, turning up the gear, continuing to climb that 3-point ladder. As Abby Ellis, she hasn't scored much today, but has contributed in abundance of ways. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. She's also drawn a charge. As Jayla Smith, another nice take to the bucket. Scoop layup goes for Jayla Smith.
And she has really been a breakout sophomore scorer for the Boilermakers. Great progression for Jayla Smith in year 2.
Battle. Fouled by Harper on her layup attempt. And so that'll be Harper's 3rd. And Battle going to the line. 3 of 5 so far today.
And I think what Minnesota and Purdue can take away from this game is that the Golden Gophers are not afraid to attack the rim. And we've seen time and time again just physical plays inside. It doesn't matter who it is, if it's Sonano or Mara Braun. They are not afraid to take that ball in and try and work for a basket. We saw a battle there draw the contact.
The issue for Minnesota has not been being scared of shooting the basket. It's just been the making of the basket. They just haven't been able to make it. As whoa, the spinning bounce pass from Jayla Smith to Caitlin Harper. A little sauce from Jayla Smith to add on to a wonderful performance off the bench. Sinano driving, and Hardin trying to draw another foul, and she does.
It's going to be a fun one, Brendan, when these two teams play in Minnesota. Last game of the regular season for these teams. That's going to be a fun game because these two teams, while Purdue has had the upper hand today, I think they match up pretty well. And we've seen the physicality and kind of the tense atmosphere between both these teams. I'm excited to see them square down again about a month from now.
And I find it so cool how hard these freshmen and these young players have been playing for Minnesota. This Minnesota team is so young. At one point this season, they started 4 freshmen and averaged 19 years old and 5 months. They are such a young team. As some passes down the court, Hardin to Harper, and Harper gets the layup to go.
And just a nice little touch pass there from Cassidy Hardin. And Harper now getting some points in the fourth quarter, getting her stat line up there.
Nice take by Sinano. But as you were saying, Boilermakers putting on a little highlight reel for us to finish today. Lasha Petree currently has it. Back over to Hardin. Hardin again! Heat check goes down for Hardin. She needs one more 3 to tie for 5th place. And she has just over a minute to get it. Most likely won't see it happen. As Mishaw gets the rebound, kick out, and that 3 won't fall either. Possibly one more possession right here for the Boilermakers. Will we see another Hardin 3? Ball in the hands of Petree. Petree trying to break down Mishaw. Hardin driving, pass to Ellis. Back to Jayla Smith for 3. It won't go. Under 20.
And how about the game-to-game difference, Brendan, for Purdue? Talk about that rough fourth quarter against Nebraska, and now just closing out Minnesota here with a big-time win.
One more shot by Battle falls short. Ellis grabs the rebound, and the fans are cheering here in Mackey Arena. The Purdue Boilermakers win it 75-56 after a strong fourth quarter performance.
And Brendan, like you said, that fourth quarter really igniting the Boilermakers. It was a 9-point game. Minnesota was making a run, but the Boilermakers coming back strong, denying the comeback from the Golden Gophers.